Black men in the U.S. are more likely to be professional football players than public school psychologists. It's a startling statistic. But for Chase McCullum, a black man who became a school psychologist over a decade ago, it's just reality. Education is not a field that I think a lot of people from my background would typically pursue, he says. Growing up in southern Mississippi during the 90s, McCullum planned on becoming a lawyer. I didn't even know what a school psychologist was. But when he learned about the profession, through an internet search as a college student at the University of Mississippi, he was sold. Once I found out what it was, and all the things that school psychologists can do, I fell in love with it. Psychologists play a critical role in K-12 schools. They support students with their mental health, help prevent bullying and promote conflict resolution between students. They're often the only person in an entire school who is trained to assess a student's behavioral, emotional and academic needs. A key element of that is assessing whether a student has a disability. And yet there is a clear mismatch between the demographics of school psychologists and the student populations they serve. According to survey data from the National Association of School Psychologists, NASP, more than 85% of school psychologists are white, while most K-12 public school students are not. The exact number of black male school psychologists is hard to pin down, but NASP estimates they make up fewer than 1% of psychologists in U.S. public schools. Other groups, including Asian Americans and Hispanics, are also underrepresented. But, some experts are particularly worried about the dearth of black male psychologists. Black children, especially boys, are disproportionately likely to be disciplined in school, handled forcibly by police and referred for special education services. That representation of a black male professional in the school building, it's almost priceless, says Bobby Gueh, who teaches at Georgie. And it isn't only black boys who stand to benefit. It impacts the entire school, he says. Federal law guarantees students with disabilities the right to a free appropriate public education, and school psychologists play a key role in evaluating what appropriate means. For any given student, that could mean providing occupational therapy, counseling or time with a paraprofessional. School psychologists also help make the call about whether to place students into separate special education classrooms.